Well, the start of hurricane season just 1 month away now, and as you just heard from Peyton, the tropics are already heating up. The warning has been issued. We hope for the best, but prepare for the worst. Joining me today is Rupert Lacy from the Harrison County Emergency Management. Thank you so much. Pleasure to see you here today.
Thank you.
So tell us, you know, we often listen to category of the storm, listen to the winds, but really our biggest threat is the surge, right?
One of our biggest threats, and of course, historically, it's the water that takes most lives from a tropical system coming in or after it's made landfall. So we have to be cautious about water, which we have all around us here on the Mississippi Gulf Coast.
Right, so we're in high flooding zones. Tell us a little bit about how people can prepare for
one of our big things, of course, as we always say, there are so many exits to get off the Mississippi Gulf Coast. If you live in a flood zone area, you need to know that, and you need to have a plan. And then as watches come out, as warnings come out, once we get into the true tropical season, you need to make that decision if you're going to leave. Now, what we have seen historically is people sometimes make those bad decisions. They decide to stay, and then the waters get too high. So, you know, we always encourage people, it's the best thing to leave. Go inland, go someplace that's high, that it's not a water threat, and then, of course, ride a storm out that way. And we even have to remind people, if you go inland into the central part of the state, again, sometimes they have flooding that you have to be cautious about.
Right.
Secondly, it is the wind, and again, if it's a wet tropical system, then of course flying debris becomes an issue, such as trees and poles and things like that. The ground gets saturated, and we have to be cautious about that.
Now there is potential, it could be a slow season, but there's 20, you know, you could have 20 storms, when that one hits, it could be a really busy season for you guys.
You know, last year was a above normal season. We had the late storm, we had Michael, which was a Category 5 storm that made landfall to our neighbors in the Panhandle. It was one of those that grew up very quick,
right,
which we always worry about, kind of develop into the Gulf, takes the steam, and then comes in, and those are the nightmares that we worry about,
right,
because it doesn't give us a lot of time for our citizens to take the necessary precaution.
Well, Rupert, I know you'll continue to keep us updated and prepared as we approach hurricane season. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.